Hello. It's been a while for those of you who follow just my YouTube. I don't even know if there are any of you left out there. I appreciate you if you're here. Um, if you follow me on socials, you probably have a bit more of an idea of where I've been for the last year. Um, I was taking a look at my YouTube in off season and realized, it'd been quite a while since I posted anything here. And it's not like there's a ton of activity on my older videos that are around, but from time to time, people drop by and leave messages, and I feel bad every time because obviously I'm not making videos actively anymore. Um, and I suppose if you're randomly stumbling across my video, there's a good chance that you don't go to follow my socials and see what's going on. So I guess to get that out of the way first, where I've been the last year is I've been working as a coach on Team Liquid for the LCS team. Well, I guess in spring I was a two-way coach. I worked with both the academy team and the LCS team, and then in summer I was promoted to LCS after some things happened. But don't want to get into that here. So really just making this kind of as a place for me to one, update anyone who still follows my channel, who's still subscribed and cares, whether I'm alive or not, and also kind of as a retrospective for myself as well, about what happened in the year. This is completely unscripted, as I'm sure you'll be able to tell. Um, so I'm not really sure where to start, but I guess I'll just go right from the beginning. 2020 was a pretty rough year for me. Struggled a lot mentally with dealing with the kind of effects of the pandemic. I did not take isolation very well. Obviously, I still did it, but working from home, just like not really getting to interact with a lot of people in person really took its toll. Um, I don't want to get into many of the specifics, but it was a rough year. So towards the end of the year, I was looking to I was looking for change, um, and that came in the form of an offer I got from Team Liquid to come coach. And one of the biggest reasons I ended up taking the offer and leaving Riot, which is a place that I still like have so many friends from, so many fond memories of. Um, really, the one of the biggest things was one, I got to, well, two of the biggest things. I knew people already. I knew Jat because I work with him at Riot. From he was on the coaching staff. I knew Tactical from the LCS team because we played together and kept in touch. And I knew Jenkins on the academy team because we'd also played together. And uh, I've been doing with him for years. We've been friends for a long time. Um, so that, as well as the fact that it was going to be mostly in-person work, um, really sold me on the opportunity. And if you follow me on socials, you'll know that I have committed to returning to Team Liquid for the next year. And this was a pretty tough decision to make, honestly. A couple different things I was looking at going into next year, but in the end, decided on returning to TL for a multitude of reasons. One, I wanted to kind of give it another year in a more stable environment. Esports by nature is pretty unstable, but even with that, knowing that, I would say the year I had was even more unstable than usual. But maybe that's just my lack of recent esports experience speaking. Um, that and I really do feel like the roster Team Liquid has put together has a good chance of doing well internationally, and that's always been something I have kind of dreamed of for North America. You know, being a part of a team that can really prove that we can do something internationally. And the roster construction makes me believe that it's possible, and it's just a very hard opportunity to pass on. So those are like the big reasons I chose to come back. Um, Team Liquid treated me very well this year. My previous esports experiences were not the greatest. Granted, they were 5, 6 years ago at this point now, but yeah, I'd heard a lot of horror stories about esports, and some of them are true. The work-life balance is absolutely horrendous. Even worse than I thought, even though I knew it would be bad going in. Um, that's like the big one. You know, sucks to work 6 days, 6.5 days a week, essentially. Especially like the world's grind in particular, where I don't really think I took a real day off for over a month, uh, close to 2 months really. Um, it's rough, but the highs are insane. Going up on stage at Worlds was a great experience. Something I'm sure I'll remember for the rest of my life. Um, and really just like getting to know and work with all these players, especially like guys that I've looked up to for a long time in North America. Jensen, Core JJ, like Alfaris and Torn, like honestly everyone on the roster, like legends in their own right, and just getting to work with and know those guys was super cool. Um, it's tough to say how long I feel like I'll be able to stay in the industry. Not because I don't think I'd be able to get jobs, but because in a way, having worked at Riot and gotten the perspective of what a more balanced work-life schedule looks like, in between my days as a player and my days coaching here now at TL, really gave me a lot of perspective on life and kind of what a stable work-life balance should be. Um, Esports is a grind, man. Um, I think one of the biggest things people don't realize, like as spectators, is just how exhausting everything really is. Um, I go on Reddit way more, Reddit and Twitter and socials, just like way more than I should, especially in the off season, and hearing a lot of the stuff or just reading a lot of the stuff that people post about, you know, how people should perform or what people should do it's crazy. A lot those people just don't understand the amount of people who don't understand just how exhausting and just how difficult it is to stay at the top of anything. Um, Obviously like Korea and China are stronger regions than North America and Europe, but I think people kind of hand wave how difficult it is even to like win in your own region. It's not like just because you have the best players or you have a great staff or a great team, like everybody just rolls over and dies. Everybody, or I don't want to say everyone, but I'm sure a large majority of the people in LCS, whether it be staff or players, they work their asses off, and if you're not working your ass off, it's very easy to get past. League of Legends is unique in the sense that no matter what region, no matter how good you are, there's always going to be people looking to take your spot because the game is so big, the game is so global. Um, you have to work your ass off, and if you don't, you get punished, and it shows. So honestly, that's I don't want to dive too deep into that because I think that's a whole nother can of worms that I don't really have the energy nor the prep to talk about. But to anyone watching this who generally like I don't even know how to say it. The point I'm trying to get across is that it's tough. It is so hard. Even I, who I played for years. I've been like a high elo player in North America. I've competed in North America in Challenger Series, collegiate, you name it. Basically everything except LCS I've competed in as a player, and then obviously I've been a coach for LCS now, so I see it's exhausting. It is so much work. It's so tiring. So next time you're typing up some flame for some team or some player, please just understand. People work hard. The job is not easy, and people, for the most part, are trying their best. Um, with regards, at least to players and staff. Um, so yeah, I mean, I probably should have wrote some script out. But basically, update for me. I'm going to be at TL at, for at least the start of next year. I'm gonna see how spring split goes and take things from there. Had I chosen not to return to TL, I think what's most likely is that I would have returned to Riot, and there probably would have been a break for me in between, leaving TL and joining Riot, and I was actually probably going to do some individual coaching in the meantime to kind of just give myself something to do in the days between, starting back at Riot and leaving TL. But obviously, I don't have that much time because I have chosen to return to TL and will be picking up practice, I believe, like end of December, early January. So, sorry to anyone who, for some reason, was still holding out hope that I would return and make more videos or open up coaching again. It's not happening, at least not for the rest of this year, and probably at least the very first half of next year. Um, I really do. There's a part of me that really misses kind of like the freedom of individual coaching and just making videos and just streaming without all the other things. But I can't deny that my experiences at Riot and TL have been, for the most part, like very positive, and I've learned a lot. I'm very blessed, honestly, to have been given the opportunities that I've been given, and I hope one day I'll be able to kind of better give perspective, I guess, on everything I have learned, because I do really feel like my experiences are quite unique in the sense that I feel like I've basically done everything there is to do in League of Legends at this point. In the sense that I've been a player, I've been a coach, I've made content, and I've worked at Riot like as a direct member of someone who's like helping to play test new content and balance the game. Um, it's such a fascinating feeling, and it really gets me sometimes. That you know, so much of what I have has been given to me by this game. Um, it's crazy to kind of look back and think that like 10 years ago when I downloaded League of Legends that it would lead me to this like this apartment I'm in, this chair I'm sitting on, this webcam I'm talking into, the headphones on my head, the clothes on my back, almost everything. Like it's a direct result of what I have done in relation to League of Legends. Um, and it's crazy to think about. Sometimes I'm just walking down the street and I'm thinking about it. It's like, wow, I'm really where I am right now because I downloaded this game 10 years ago, got really good at it, and now people want to hire me to help either master the craft or make the game better for you know everyone who continues to play and enjoy it. And it's a surreal feeling. There's times where I'm overwhelmed by the sheer kind of I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just overwhelmed by the moment almost. When I stepped on the world stage, when I'm working on preseason patches at Riot, and I know that like millions of people around the world are going to experience these things that I'm working on months in advance. Um, it's crazy. It's really crazy what this game's given me. So I don't really know what else I have to talk about. Like I said, I had no structure of this. I've just been chilling in the off season, and decided to record something to kind of let everyone who's still out there know that I'm around. Don't expect any videos, unfortunately, or even like streams, because coaching is a very very full time job. I often felt exhausted working at Riot to the point where I didn't want to do stuff, and working in esports is even more than that. So apologies for that. Once again, I do hope one day when I've got more free time, however however that arises, that I am able to return and give some perspective, maybe make some videos, stream a bit, and kind of reconnect with some of the people who have supported me in the past. Because I still remember like a lot of the names. Like if people like when I stream, my yearly stream, and people come through and say what's up, and like, hey man, like I didn't know you're still around. Like I remember a lot of the names. And those were simpler times. They really were. And in a way, like they were the bridge that got me to where I am now. So I haven't forgotten them. I'm very grateful for what I was given back then, and I haven't forgotten. So I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions about anything, and you see this video, feel free. I'm very open to answering anything about this year, about anything in general. Just hit me up. Let me know. So yeah, this is Albert Haxter coach for Team Liquid LCS, and I will see you guys in reality probably next year in like the same exact position where I will be giving another yearly update. God, that sounds tough. That sounds awful. Peace.